What's up, everyone?
The ghost
Not showing.
the ghost
Hi guys.
There we
the
go.
ghost of Richard each morning.
Every morning.
morning.
Few seconds.
Yeah. What's
Cool,
going
cool.
on?
How's things going?
It's going all right. I did a little late night playing around with the markets again and had a small loss, and it looks like I've recouped it on the Nazi. So
Nazi.
yeah, I got to whip out a old penny stock method that I used to use as far as getting into the trade. So we could definitely get into that here in a moment. Get my voice woken up first. Yeah, Richard, it looks like we've already had the Swissy come out. The Swiss National Bank looks like they
That's
did
right.
their forecast of zero on the dot for their rates. Looks like Governor Bailey had his lip flapping session. I'll try to find a little readout of that here in a minute. But yeah, today's a light day. Okay, we had all the fun yesterday as far as economic releases. So just today is the normal week. The
Do
unemployment
we have unemployment? Yeah, the unemployment.
Unemployment claims, yeah.
That's right.
which will happen in an hour.
Yeah.
And that's it for the day, ladies and gents. As far as economic events, just a few yellow folder events, which doesn't tend to move markets a whole bunch, if any. So a nice little breather after a crazy day yesterday. So
Yeah,
it'd be
it's
kind of
very
nice to.
I didn't see. I seen the dollar index obviously weakened quite a bit. The dollar versus the others.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Dollar
so,
down,
mm,
stocks up. What was the rest of it? I was.
gold's still sideways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it had an initial pop and then just kind of died off. So,
And down again.
but yeah, typical dovish message out of Jay Powell yesterday, everybody. So yeah, I actually did have a set of notes I can actually look at real quick. I just took the whole statement and boiled it down to a half pager like I've done a few times in the past. So let me see if I can find that actually real quick. Get my chart shared so that it's up and running real quick. Share.
I see
Okay.
my charts up there. Maybe just share yours quickly back end.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find it real quick.
And then I'll have a look at gold again after.
Yeah. Federal Reserve cut. All right. Let's see. I got it right here. Let me scroll down to it. Let's see here. It's here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah. So 25 basis point cut. And let's see here. Let's do this, guys. Sorry. Share this tab instead. There we go. Is that on? Okay. So yeah, this is just a half pager, guys. I like to use Grok or DeepSeek or Chat GPT, whatever you like to use. And I like to take the entire statement, which is all this up here. Okay. And nobody wants to read a novel like that. You'll fall asleep. You'll trip over your tongue. You'll start drooling on yourself. Just boil it down and give me the basic points. So yeah, I just told Grok, hey, boil this down to a half page statement. So this is what it came out to be. So obviously we had the 25 basis point cut down to 375 on the high end, 350 on the low end. Activity is expanding at a moderate pace. And a lot of this is the common sense stuff we already do. Job gains have slowed. Inflation has risen. That's the dual mandate, as always, that the Fed self-imposes, trying to find an equilibrium on both. Right. But it appears that they have slightly favored, as far as the rate cut, they've slightly favored the jobs over the inflation. Without people here working, okay, everything goes down. GDP, all the good stuff, right? So they basically are bypassing, from the way I'm reading this, Richard, they're basically bypassing inflation to focus just a little more on the jobs market. Because as we've seen from the ADP reports and among others lately, that they've just been down. Okay, the jobs have just been on a slow downward trajectory for quite a while now. as far as new jobs created and all that. So yeah, they're basically focusing a little more so on the jobs. But obviously, they told us the Captain Obvious statements, up front. Hey, jobs have slowed, inflation has risen. Okay. We have increased risk to downside to employment, so that's just more of that. They did purchase $40 billion in T-bills. Okay, so it's just basically taking their debt and moving it from one spot to another. Okay, it's not new money being printed and created. That was my first question when I heard that statement. So does that mean we're diluting the dollar more? No, it just means they're on their books. Okay, their balance. They're just kind of shifting debt around to make it look pretty, I guess. So. Yeah. As a result,
not cooking the books, just making it look pretty.
Yeah, just throwing it in the microwave on defrost, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? All right. So it was a 9-3 decision. We had 3 dissenters. Governor Miron, which to me isn't really that big a surprise, he opted for a 50-point cut instead of the 25. And we all know that President Trump is obviously super highly critical of Governor Powell or Fed Chair Powell because he's not dropping rates 900 points like he wants. Okay, so he installed Governor Miron to replace the one that stepped down. Okay, the governor, that got fired rather, stepped down with assistance. Let's call it that. So Governor Miron. Yeah, Governor Miron is as dovish as they come. So it's every single dot plot that we're going to get from now until he probably leaves office. He'll probably be always dissenting on the downside, 25, 50 points. So today it was, 50 points is what he opted for. And then the other 2 dissenters were Goolsbee and Schmidt. They favored no change. They're crazy. I don't know. Well, that's obviously a hot topic of debate, but they favored no change. Miron favored 50, so they just obviously settled in the middle. And there you go. That was basically it, guys. I just took this whole statement, just boiled it down to the brass tacks. And it's basically stuff we already knew. Okay, jobs have obviously slowed. We know inflation has risen. But he had a lot of good things to say as well. So as far as the next month, okay, the January statement, I believe I looked yesterday and it looked like they're already projecting a 60-something percent. Let me go look over here real quick. Okay, they're projecting what was it? Okay. Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, that was yesterday. No, that is yesterday, or that is January. 77%. Okay. So guys, this thing changes a lot. It's just yesterday I was looking and it was a little different. It was on this side as far as the favor, but well, there you go. It looks like they're projecting to keep it. Is that the same? 350. Let me go double check. 350. Yeah, 350 to 375. Okay. So yeah, that looks like they're projecting to keep it the same. Okay. For the January 28th meeting, which is a month and a half from now. So yeah. Again, that's the basics. A lot of stuff we already knew. It's always fun, Richard, if you ever watch his speech. Okay, first of all, it's boring as hell, but it's always funny to listen to him sound like Captain Obvious and say things that everybody already knows.
Yeah, I tend to just ignore that. I don't
yeah
that stuff at all.
Well,
there's stuff to do. Interesting to know, obviously, what was being said.
Yeah, and sometimes you can hear like maybe 1 or 2 nuggets in there and it makes it worthwhile watching the whole dang thing. But yeah, you just never know, right? It's just like reading a good book, right? You may not learn something 100% overnight, but if you get one nugget, even one little nugget, it can change things, right? So that's kind of the point with watching those Fed speeches. Obviously, the futures guys watched it while it was happening and drooling and falling asleep as well. I myself went and got an energy drink right before he started flapping his lips so I could stay awake and turn some cartwheels. So, yeah, basically a whole lot of nothing, okay? Nothing changed too much. Just telling us a whole lot of what we already know. But, yeah, overall sounded pretty dovish. And we'll obviously just wait the next one in a month and a half. And that's all I have to say about that. We don't want to bore everybody on here.
And a new year. crazy.
Yeah, that's right, Richard. We got what, 20 days
Cheapest creepers.
or 21 days, I guess it is. So, yeah, hello to everybody in the chat. Let us know if you have any specific tickers you'd like us to look at. Bump to the top as always.
The chat seems pretty quiet there. Do I have the right window open? Do you have anyone in the chat there?
Well, yeah, it looks like we have a few. I was just wondering the same thing. Looks a little light today, huh?
I've got no one in the chat there. Maybe I've
Oh,
got the wrong channel going again.
Yeah, let me send a quick message over here to the live.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
No,
if you guys are watching from Ola Prime TV, guys, okay, just keep in mind we do have the new channel for Wakarach Steven Katara. Hey, welcome. If you would, just go to this link that I'm about to send you, and this will be the new link, guys. I know we've been beating you guys to death with this lately, but just go to, there you go. Yeah, go to that link and bookmark that link instead, because we're flipping over to this new channel at Ola Prime Official. If you're searching from the search engine of YouTube, at Ola Prime Official. One second. Oh, yeah. I'll get it shared. Yeah, I was just saying that just for general purpose. But
what's up, Sunday?
But yeah, Ola Prime Official, everybody, and welcome. And yeah, just let us know if you have anything you'd like us to check out. Andre, there's Andre. Hi, guys. Yeah, how's it going, boss? Andre, I saw you on the chat yesterday, getting sleepy for the governor's speech. I think I saw you say that you were ready to go to sleep as well. Not me, Andre. Like I said to Richard, I choked down an energy drink right before, because I knew I was going to fall asleep. Richard, I didn't get a ton of sleep the night before, so yeah, I took that. But you never know. You just never know. Most of the time, it's boring and it's crap we already know. But sometimes he'll drop a nugget here and there, or it's always fun to see what color his tie is, or see if he says good morning or hello, everyone. Okay, you got all these conspiracy theories out here. Talking about the direction of the market, depending on all those little.
Super boring. That's for sure, Andre.
Richard, did you want to check out the Dixie?
I just wanted to. I can do that quickly. And Dixie, gold, and geez, I'd like to get into a dollar yen trade, but it's just not giving me the time or the chance. So maybe we can do that quick, and then we can pass on over back to you. Back end, share my charts, please.
Yeah, I'll get my up-to-date trade in for you back end real quick. Delete that. Where are we at? Forex.
Back end. Can you share my charts, please?
NAS 100.
There we go. All right. I was saying yesterday that the sideways migration of price here since the 1st of December, the snow on gold, right? It's looking at a 4-hour time frame. Looks a lot to me like a symmetrical triangle that might be nearing an end. The thing is, if we're going to pop out of this triangle with a bullish outcome, then I'm going to count this as a 5th wave sequence completion from this low on the 18th of November. And that could then potentially lead, although initially bullish, to potentially a bearish outcome afterwards. Okay, so I'm still bullish gold. However, and this is a big but for me, since this very, very strong impulsive high that we've seen here on the 16th of October, obviously very impulsive leading into it, I've still labeled that as of a 3rd wave sequence. Excuse me, guys. So 3rd wave sequence from that time period when price broke out of this very large symmetrical triangle, right? That ended on the 30th of July. Then I had a wave 1, 2, and you can clearly see very impulsive 3rd wave. Now, I've seen other guys actually label this as a 3rd wave. And this is the thing with, phase analysis, Elliott wave analysis, whatever you want to call it. You're going to always have different opinions. In my opinion, I still think that was the end of a third wave. So I'm going to stick with that until obviously proven wrong. And that might take a while for that to happen. But since that moved lower, and this is what worries me, we had a 5-wave segment to the downside. Generally, after a 5-wave sequence now in the bigger picture, one would then expect some sort of correction. And it's been a very long, drawn out move to the upside. Right? It's not really been flying upwards like it has during this third impulsive wave. Well, what I still think was the third impulsive wave. Now, in the bigger picture, your fourth waves are typically very long, drawn out corrective structures that take a lot of time. So they consume a lot of time. Now, if this was a fifth wave, and assuming that this might be corrective, I'm not saying it is, guys, assuming that it might have been corrective, then technically, unless I'm wrong about this sequence to the upside I labeled here, this might have been an ABC already, and now price is getting ready to move one more move lower to complete another 5-way sequence, and then much later head up higher to complete that larger degree fifth wave, which I've got over here. All right, so that's looking at things obviously through a bigger picture lens. My main focus is still what's going on here, and I have to say that I'll still be bullish, although trading within this mess would probably have been very, very frustrating if you're trying to swing trade this, right? That's why the other day I think I just caught a little bit of this blip to the upside at the beginning of the week, which worked out. It didn't go to new highs. I thought maybe that was going to be it, and then we moved lower again. Oh, sorry, no, it was back here on Tuesday, sorry. It's already Thursday, almost end of the week again. Can't believe it. But if I'm correct about this potential symmetrical triangle, then you would expect a 5-wave sequence within the correction itself, which is typically what happens with triangles, whether it's symmetrical, ascending, descending, or an expanded triangle, or otherwise known as a megaphone pattern, which you've probably seen a few times on the channel here. So 5-wave sequence, A, B, C, D, and potentially now getting very close to an E wave. That is what I'm staying with. There's another count as well that I probably won't just divulge at the moment because I'm not really too confident about it. But if that would occur and price would not make a new high and start failing from here, then we got a complex triangle, maybe an A, a triangle B, and then a C to complete the fourth wave. And then we head up to complete this fifth wave of the cyan counter that got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, just to make things a bit more complicated. And this is obviously trading. Things don't always, look pretty and always keeps you guessing. So I'm sticking with this at the moment with a potential bullish outcome. If this is the case, then price would need to start making a move out of here very, very soon. Maybe today, by end of tomorrow, at least into next week, a bullish move out of this. Okay, and even if we do get a decline from here, I don't want price to move. That's why I'm labeled this a fourth wave invalidation level, which is the high of what I assumed that first wave was. So high, higher low. Confirmed that high low confirmed when price broke above it on the 24th. So if price were to move into that fourth wave, which is at 4,132.86 on the CFD side of things, then that would invalidate a fourth wave corrections, because fourth waves should not overlap into the area where your first wave has ended. All right, so yeah, there's so many waves to try to label these waves, edit wave analysis, whatever the case might be. So I typically like to say I apply it loosely. I want to just see where I am potentially within that phase, and then use geometry and all that sort of goodies to then, try to figure out what direction I should be trading in. And also be very cautious as to if I do trade into the direction and I was right about a correction being a fourth wave in this phase, then, I would probably not be confident that price is going to new highs. I'll be a bit more wary that if it does break out of here, that maybe I should not have targets all the way up here, but much more closer to this third wave over here, because price might just pip it, complete this fifth wave from the cyan colored sequence, and then give us a decline. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing on gold. We're going to get a breakout or not. I think it's very close to do that. Either direction doesn't matter, but I still think it does look like and screams to me like it's the characteristics of some sort of a triangle formation. Dollar index. Yesterday's rate decision, very strong decline. Price has been riding this lower median line here since the 4th of December, right? Since last week, Thursday. And was trying to break through it, and now boom, there we go. So I have to now think what the heck is going on here on a bigger picture kind of vibe, because did we just see the end of a correction to the upside and we're going to make new lows towards 96 again? I think it's obviously too early to tell. Price is still very far away from doing that, but clearly very weak, right? So the dollar index is moving lower, so I'll be looking at pound US dollar, euro US dollar, dollar CAD, and all those sort of goodies, dollar yen even, which is on my radar today, to get it into a trade day. So on the dollar yen, prior to the session, we've had price come down. This was yesterday, late yesterday, and it hit this angular line over here, sort of migrated a bit sideways, and just before our session, it finally now broke below it. So I know that a lot of our viewers from yesterday, from what I can remember, were saying that they were looking for shorts in the dollar yen. So if you did do that, then good job. So you're definitely, for now, at least on the right side of this move. So maybe today, if I can go to a smaller time frame and I can get any sort of retracement, maybe even a retest of this angular line over here, around about 155.80, maybe a little bit lower, then I'll be interested in getting short here. Maybe even targeting these previous lows that was set on the 5th, right? Or at the very least, this angle that supported price here on the 5th, which is currently around about 154.62-ish. It's a long way away, but if I can get a nice pullback, that might be a nice little trade to partake in before the weekend hits, which is obviously around the corner, right? So I just got to minimize my camera. I don't know, because I waved too much. It focused on my pretty face.
You're pretty.
Yeah, so the reason I'm saying dollar yen is because it's at very close to an area where I'll be interested in taking a short. If I looked at the pound US dollar, it's already been a lift-off, right? So, yeah, I missed the bus on this one a little bit. Just set up a curve a bit too early for me. Same on the euro US dollar. We had a bit of a retest of a similar angle. These angles were on my charts for quite some time now, so break, retest, and we're off again to the races. So the dollar yen is the one that I'm interested in at the moment. Dollar CAD, from what I see right now, we've already had a test at the previous 4-hour candle, right? See, we had a break and a retest and now rejection. So maybe this could also be a nice trade to take. Actually, I should put an alert there. If we can get a little bit of a retracement, back towards, let's say, 1.3810. Let's go to a smaller time frame on the 15-minute. Something like this. Then I'll be interested in taking a short. We are getting in little bounces. Hopefully, it can bounce just a little bit higher. And for this trade, if I do decide to get in here, and I was talking about the dollar yen, maybe this is even a better one to take, the dollar CAD. Is if we do get a setup here and price does move my direction, then I would likely, place my stop right above this little swing over here, and then target this lower median line over here, right into that zone that I've marked up previously. Slightly over 2R on that, so that'll be nice. If I had to get in a little bit earlier now, it won't have a good risk reward ratio. So let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much me, Tiger. So yeah, dollar CAD, dollar yen.
Right
Trying
on.
to get short on either one of those two.
Yeah,
what do you got on your side?
Yeah, I was just looking at the dollar CAD and let's see. Yeah, I'm just making sure I got okay. Yeah, I was just looking at the dollar CAD. I mean, both of those are neutral. And plus today is Thursday, so I'm not interested in getting in any 4-hour supply or demand zones as it is. But as always, guys, rather than going for 4 hours on a Thursday, I'll just look at 1 hour supply and demand zones. Tomorrow, Friday, is all about the small time frames, 15s, 10s, and 5s. Okay, I don't want to be getting in a multi-day swing trade right before the weekend hits.
Yeah,
President Trump might miss his Diet Coke button and hit another red button for all we know. Okay, so I like to stay away from keeping those positions open.
The tweets.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, today it's all about the smaller time frames. I'll give it an hour, okay? But tomorrow, that's off the table even. I'll just be looking down on the 5s and 10s and 15s. So that way I know I've got at least a shot of getting in and out of that trade and have it do my thing, right? Go my 3-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, whatever it is I'm targeting. So, but yeah, I was just looking at dollar CAD, and then I'll get to the top setups here in a second. I am still in a NASDAQ trade, by the way. So we'll touch on that, show you guys a little bit about my thinking on that last night. But so yeah, dollar CAD, again, it's neutral, but if I'm just looking at this on some small time frames, yeah, I mean, clearly, guys, downtrend. I'm on the same boat as Richard. I didn't see exactly where you mentioned possibly getting in, but for me, the first thing I'm looking at is this supply zone. So yes, this is a 1 hour supply zone. Okay,
that's pretty much where I'm looking at.
Okay,
we could retrace into there.
Okay, so yeah, I saw that, and so now I naturally just want to step down my time frames and just see if I've got some gaps down here. And so far, I'm not really seeing anything. So let's go down 10-minute. No, nothing there. Okay, so 5 minutes. So here we go. 5-minute time frame I'm perfect with. Okay, there's that last red. Well, I should say that first red candle. Okay, that would be my 5-minute supply right there. Okay, so in all of this area, really good volume spread analysis candles. I like that. It shows there was quite a bit of trading activity there, and understandably so, because it was bouncing into this demand zone over here. Okay, so we had a demand zone over here from what hour time frame was that? Okay, so yeah, 2 hour. So guys, so we chewed through. Okay, so this is interesting. So we chewed through a daily and a 4-hour demand zone over here. Okay, so number one, that shows that this area up here is strong, but we're a ways away from it. I'll worry about that zone next week when I can get into a higher time frame zone, right? But it still chewed through the rest of this demand zone. Okay, as we see down here. So this is no longer a threat in my book to bounce the price back up. We came up for a couple days, went sideways. Now yesterday we was able to chew through this 2-hour demand zone. Okay, so because we were strong, because price action was strong enough to chew through that, which by the way had its own decent volume. Okay, that means it's somewhere in this momentum leg here. Okay, it means I got some strength. So let's see about trying to hitch a ride on a short. So obviously the higher end is the origin of the overall down move, right? So as always, that's my favorite. That's my higher probability setup at the top. Okay, but we would look at this 5-minute zone I just showed, and if I go to this upper spot up here, looks like there's a 10-minute supply here. Okay, so there's yet another opportunity. Go down 5 minutes just to see up here. 5 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at this, guys. So there's not really anything up here because all these little wicks, let me just get that out of the way for a second. See, all these wicks are overlapping wicks to the left. Okay, that's efficient price action. I don't want efficient price action. I want inefficient price action. So there's nothing really for me to add up here. I'll stick with this 10-minute supply, and that would be the highest play up I would be interested in. Okay, down here, we had the 5 minute and the 1 hour confluence. Okay, so again, on the 5 minute, we guys see we had a gap. So all this is efficient over here. Okay, that's my first gap from here to here. So that would be my first opportunity, and it's not the one that's closest to the origin of the move. So I would obviously look to on a 1 minute time frame, maybe a 2 or 3 minute time frame. Just look and make sure I'm getting some type of a break of structure whenever price returns. So let's just go down to a 3 minute, right? So if it's 3 minute, then I'm just basically looking for something like this. And the roll over, maybe we form a new small time supply on a 1 minute. Okay, then we just let it roll over. Just let it roll over and naturally do its thing. Okay, this would be my play. Somewhere in this area, just get that new supply zone hit. We've broken this structure here as well. Okay, broken the structure. Get a close and then a return back up, and there's my trigger. Just touch into the zone, and that's my trigger. Okay. All right, or again, even for extra security, guys, if price were to return back in, okay, maybe on a 1 minute time frame, I would like to see a wick on the top, or at least see some volume start picking up. Maybe have a 2x, 3x candle. Okay, there's a few different ways of doing it. I mean, obviously, so here's the thing. It's already broken structure. It's already proved that it's at least trying to roll over. Okay, but at the end of the day, the trigger candles, I still like to see that do its thing. So give me a stick up top, bearish engulfing, even on a 1 minute time frame, guys. Then that would be an opportunity to get in. Now, obviously, if I don't get those steps you see on the screen, then I ignore it and I wait for that supply zone up top to get hit. Okay.
What was that supply zone's lower end there on the chart?
The whole thing, the 1 hour? Yeah, so this will be a 1 hour.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1.3826.
26.
And guys, another thing, and this is actually something, Richard, I think I'm gonna.
Oh, that's all the way up there. Yeah. 2.6.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to check that on my chart as well.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's a confirmation short. Okay, I like the fact that it chewed through this 2 hour demand over here. Okay, but I don't know. Okay, was it this one that was the strongest or this one? Well, I believe and I feel like it would be this middle one actually, because that's where the volume picked up, the VSA. Okay, the VSA candle down here, and and what volume it does track. Because again, guys, the volume is decentralized, it's decentralized, so it's not necessarily accurate. TradingView basically aggregates the top 10 brokers.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% accurate in the Forex market. I try to get around it by using the volume spread analysis. It's been a while since I've shown that, so let me just briefly show you guys. Let's see, VSA, where you at? Okay, right here, volume spread for VSA, just in case anybody's interested in tracking, tick movement or trading activity is the way I like to call it. I don't like calling it volume, even though I naturally say it a lot. It's not really volume, it's trading activity. Okay, but this is something, if you're trading Forex, okay, this is kind of a cheat sheet around not having centralized volume. I'll never claim that it's 100% accurate, but it gives me an understanding. All I care about is an understanding. Am I seeing a lot of trading activity pick up in a zone? Okay, if I am, great. Then that's one I want to keep an eye on. If those candles are small, I'm going to not have as much interest. Okay, the only reason I have interest in this nearer term supply zone is because of the volume spread analysis. If this were down here like these other green candles, I would ignore that and wait for the origin of the strong move down, which is higher up. Okay, so again, that's the whole point in me going for this supply, this 5 minute supply. Okay, so that is, yeah, that's what I'm looking at on dollar CAD. Top setups wise, Richard.
Okay, before you do that, Tiger, we got a question from Ralph Gunn.
Oh yeah,
asking, can you check the gold on 15 minutes, please?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at that. And also, Dan Rick over on Ola Prime TV. Great question. Also, there's a link right above your comment for you guys. Edgar, I see you. Hello. Walk over right. Or I apologize, I butchered your name. Click on that link and just migrate over to that channel whenever you get a chance, because that's going to be our new link. The link that the stream you guys are on is actually going to go defunct at some point very soon. So you're totally, and they may cut it off today, I'm not sure, but just if you can migrate over and just make sure to bookmark and subscribe to the Ola Prime official channel. Okay. Yeah, we're just consolidating everything. Just kind of keep everything a little cleaner, but yeah, great question. So what time frame is your trigger? And then Ralph Count, I'll get to the 15 minutes time frame on gold as well. Whatever paints me the best picture. I'm not married to one set of time frames. You guys might see me, obviously my favorite is 4-hour time frames as far as my zones. But from that 4-hour, I'll go down to a 1 hour. Okay, make sure I'm getting some confluence there. I'll go down to the 30-minute, the 15-minute, sometimes the 10-minute, and even the 5-minute. Okay, I just want to see gaps on all those time frames, even if it's just one additional one. It doesn't have to be all 3, 4, 5. I just want to at least see one acceleration gap, or what most people call fair value gaps, right? So if I go to this. If I go back to this example I was just looking at, where was that at? Dollar CAD. Okay. So we started. Now, again, today's Thursday, so I'm not necessarily looking for a 4-hour zone trade. I'm just looking for an hour or lower, because I don't want anything that's going to keep me open over the weekend. I want something that's got a shot getting into the zone and moving against it to, go in my favor. So I started with a 1-hour time frame. Okay. My favorite all time is daily 4-hour confluence. Let's start with that. Okay. That's my favorite. And then from there, I get into that 4-hour and then I dig down. Okay. So this example here is 1 hour. So I got a 1 hour. And then when I went down through the 30 and the 15, I didn't see a gap. Not until I got all the way down to the 5-minute. So here's that same 1 hour zone. Okay. Now this is my gap right here. If I just move it, you guys, you can see the bottom of that candle up top to the top of this candle. Okay, that's the inefficiency. So my supply zone within this hour zone is going to be this candle. So that's my 5-minute supply zone right there. Right there. That yellow candle. Because it's just that's just showing this one candle. Okay. This is the base. So think about it. We had a strong leg in on this candle. We had one candle of base, and then we had a strong leg out. Okay. So that's why I'm isolating that candle. Now that one candle could have been 2 candles. It could have been 3 candles. Okay. As long as it's not over 4 or 5 candles. Okay. I like keeping it quick. So I've identified that 5-minute supply zone inside of the 1 hour supply zone. And that's the real thing I'm looking for. So I'm not specifically looking for the 5-minute or the 1 hour. I'm just looking for wherever I can see a collection of different time frame traders, because of obviously there are traders that only want to trade the 5 minutes. There's traders that only want to trade the 30 minutes time frame. Okay, 1 hour. If I can get those zones to line up inside of each other, then that shows me I've got a lot of set of eyes watching that particular price point or that zone. Okay. It's not a guarantee that the trade's going to work out, but it's nice to know that a lot of people are looking to perform an action in that same spot.
Yeah.
And it's not even so much the retail crowd as it is the big banks. That's really who I look for. But hey, it never hurts to have the the supply and demand zone whales on my side as well, right? just to boot. So yeah, I hope that answered that. But yeah, no particular time frame. It just depends on what picture looks the prettiest. I like pretty pictures, Richard. Richard likes his Christmas lights. Okay. I like my pretty pictures too. And as you guys can tell from my sessions, my sessions colors I keep on here, but I digress.
Your favorite colors.
That's right. All right, let's get to gold real quick because I'll go ahead and show the top setups after I talk about the 15-minute time frame for you, Ralph.
Just by the way, I believe we have another password to talk about today. So maybe go through gold. We'll mention that. And I think we got a winner as well. So we need to announce that a little bit later as well. Maybe like quarter 2, 10-2, towards the end of our session. So
got a winner from yesterday. We'll definitely announce that here very shortly. Sorry guys, I lost my chat. Just got to go over here and find it again. Oh, that's right. Where's it at? You got too many chats over here. There we go. All right, guys. So gold. I'll be honest. Gold right now is kind of sideways on a smaller time frame. I'm not too interested in it. 15 minutes, which is what you were asking about, Ralph. You basically have a swing low and a swing high that's touched a couple higher time frame zones. So if I go out to a 2 hour? Okay, you guys see down here we got a 2 hour demand zone that has been recently hit, and up here you had a 2 hour supply zone that's recently been hit. So where's price at now? Right smack in the middle of all of it.
Yeah.
So the 15-minute time frame, I don't see anything until we either break out on the north side or break out on the south side of this swing low and swing high and supply and demand zones. You've also bounced into my favorite confluence, which again is, well, never mind. I guess that was, I need to delete this actually. Okay, so we bounced into a daily supply, which is this big yellow box. Okay, we do have a 4 hour supply zone, but it's way up here. So if anything, I'd be looking to buy this, and I would like to buy it because gold is giving me a +9, Richard. So it's actually,
like I said, I still think we're going to have a positive outcome out of that if it is a triangle. So I'm definitely with you on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at something else. Is it close to that demand zone?
This one here up top?
I still need to drop a bit, right?
Well, this one's been hit. So this has already been mitigated on that 2 hour time frame. So for me personally on gold, 15 minutes, I don't think I'm really seeing a whole lot of anything because everything's been hit. It's just being stuck in the middle. If I'm putting money on gold, I'm waiting for a decline all the way down here. Now I probably won't get it because it's too far away. Okay, but I do have a few demand zone options down here. Again, they're too far away; they may not get hit. But if I had to get in this area, let's go back to that 15-minute time frame here. Okay, guys, I did draw up. What did I draw down here? Looks like an hour. Oh yeah. Oh well, see, that's been hit though. So I had a 1 hour demand zone hiding in here. It's basically a green doji. Okay, but you guys can see price is already wicked in. Okay, it's already wicked in. So there's nothing I can do about that. It's been used. It's been mitigated. So I'd be wanting to look lower. It'd be wanting to look lower.
I think around about 4,200.
4,200.
What is that upper side of your?
Let's take a look in here. 30 minutes. Yeah, nothing really on a 30.
Nothing.
Now here's the thing, guys. Well, I don't even like that, to be honest. I mean, if you look at this, red candle right here, okay, you see the wick. It's clear up here. It's already been touched. Now, there's really a couple different ways of looking at a supply or demand zone. Okay, you can obviously incorporate the wicks, but some people